Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 4 Episode 1 review. Show starts off, there's a very pregnant Kim going to a storage facility to get some things to put into her new home. The stuff is like things that are in a storage facility or the things that were from last year when she tried to do that garage sale. And I guess the stuff that didn't sell, she put it in there. So she's there with Sweetie, her assistant, and her boyfriend slash father of her child, Croy. Corey basically doing all the work because, Kim, she can't move anything because she's pregnant. And Sweetie's like, yeah, I don't want to do anything. We just sit here in the car. So there's moving, well, he's moving things. We're going to move over to Nene. She's taking her oldest son, Bryce. She has her younger son with him, her youngest son, Brent, with them to get him a new car. And they get there and hit the first car he wants. Can I get a Range Rover? She's like, boy, stop. That is $100,000 car. I'm getting you a cheaper car that's practical and it's safe. You don't have that kind of money. Mama got that kind of money. I'm gonna get you what I think you need to get. And the car that he got, it was a nice car for someone his age. It wasn't too expensive. And since Nene was on the Celebrity Apprentice, she's like Donald Trump saying you could always negotiate with something. And the car was, I think, $14,500. And since she knew the owner, he's like, I'll give it to you for $13,500. And she's like, I would pay cash. Can he just drive it off the lot? And the man was like, yeah. And Nene was like, listen here, Bryce. You living in my house, you're going to have to help out with some stuff. Her and Greg are going through their divorce and everything. So she's going to be dependent on Bryce to do things like she needs something done. He can do it with his own car. And she's like, there ain't going to be no joyride in this car. When I need you, you better be there. We're going to move over to Phaedra. Phaedra's aunt has passed away, and her family go to the funeral home to pick out, the arrangement for the funeral, which I don't think should have been done on camera, but that's just me. So I guess the head person to go to in Atlanta for big time funerals was him, because he did the planning for Coretta Scott King as well as her daughter. So they're looking at things, and they wanted to get a horse-drawn carriage. They was like, I don't know. Then they were showing this other, I think it was a hearse that played music. So, when you're going down the street, people know, well, obviously they don't know it's a funeral, but they hear the music and everything. We're going to move over to Miss Candy. Not Candy, but Cynthia. She wants to open up a modeling agency in Atlanta. She's like, Atlanta, they don't get as much exposure as like New York, LA, and Paris. So I want to do something here. This is where I live at now. Modeling is my passion. This is what I want to do. So she meets up with Miss J from America's Next Top Model, and they're talking. She's like, I think you should come and help me see these girls. And while they're sitting there talking, he's like, you need to take off, you need quality over quantity. So she's like, okay. Then this some girl walked down the street, bless her heart, and he was like, look at that child right there. See? And she was like, that happened to be one of the girls that ended up going to the modeling show, which turned out that was her name is Alasia, and she was on America's Next Top Model a few seasons back. And I was looking at her, I was like, that girl look awful familiar. Well, I love me some Top Model, but I know that's not about this show, but I was like, that sure enough is her. Anyway, I don't know if Miss J didn't recognize her or they just didn't show that on camera or what. So he was showing the girls the proper way to walk. He was showing them, hey, this is like a certain white girl in the mall walk, this black girl in the mall walk, this is how you're supposed to do it. So I'm like, good luck for you, Cynthia, and on your modeling agency. She's like, Peter got his job, his business, I got mine. We gonna move over to Sheree. Sheree meets up with her hairstylist, Lawrence. He's at a recording studio working on his song, album, single, whatever. I'm sorry if I'm sounding weird, but the change of the weather is just kicking me in my tail. So y'all just gonna have to bear with me. So she meets up with Lawrence. He's in the booth singing. So he's like, I'm going to rest my voice and let me come out here and talk to Sheree. He introduced everybody. So he's like, how everything going? She's like, oh, everything's going good. But, I've been hearing Nene's been talking about me. He's like, what been said? She's like, not talk about me, but Nene's trying to basically take money from her pocket. She was getting to some business deal. Hey, asked Nene, hey, you want to come along? Nene was like, sure. But Nene went behind her back, supposedly, and was talking to the people like, hey, y'all don't need Sheree. You got me. I'm the star. You don't need Sheree. And I guess they went back and told Sheree, so now Sheree's mad. Which she should be if that really happened. So, we gonna move over to Candy and, not Candy, but who is it? Sheree and Phaedra. They go to this like sex toy shop and they looking at all the different things that, for somebody who's always preaching about how her mama's a preacher and always trying to speak the word to people, Phaedra got a little freak in her, and that's just my opinion. I know that's probably wrong to say, but she was just a little too excited in that shop, and the little mattress thing that dude was showing her, she was just a little too happy. So they meeting up with Candy there, cause Candy gonna show them all kind of different toys, because she's like, I'm a single mom, I need to be trying to make money any and everywhere I can, so sex toys is hot right now, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna move over to Nene and Sheree meet up. Nene gets to the little spot, she's drinking her some wine, go ahead and fix Sheree some wine. Sheree gets there. She's like, well, I've been hearing that you've been going around and saying I'm stealing money from you. And she was like, yes, that little business venture we went to in Philadelphia, you went back to the people and tried to do this. And Nene was like, well, how long have you known this person? And how long have you known me? You just gonna believe that person. So she was like, I would put him on the phone. She was like, put him on the phone. I'll put my older sister on the phone. He ain't never talked to me, but I ain't never said nothing like that. So they get to arguing, and then Nene gets to saying, I don't need your money. I'm rich. Talking about something, you the one getting your car repossessed and your house taken from you. And I was like, Nene, no, you didn't go there. But she did. And Sheree was ever talking about, saying, you need to get your teeth fixed. And Nene like, I already did. And then did a big old cheese. I was like, oh, Lord. I was cracking up during that scene. And Sheree got to talking about somehow Nene's teeth used to be all right. And then how Nene and got her car repossessed from Home Depot. And Nene, she didn't left the situation. But Sheree, she steady going at it. Talking about Nene, talking about your teeth used to be all rotten and your car got repossessed at Home Depot. I was like, oh my goodness. But this season, it looks like it's going to be a big one. They did show Kim at home in bed, resting, asking her daughters and her assistant to do things. And she said something that I found really funny. She was like, just because, I'm pregnant doesn't mean they have to wait on me hand and foot, or something to that effect. I'm like, girl, when you wasn't pregnant last season, you was having Sweetie do all kind of things for you. So what's different? Just because you pregnant? No, you was already doing that. Okay. That's basically the big hoo-hoo for the video of the first episode, which I thought was a very good episode. Well, if I did, forget anything, do a comment or a video response. As always, I want to thank my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. I want you to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend. This is Lady T, signing off. Have a good one.